start. It's 8:32, so we want to get started. Good morning, everybody. Record amount of people on video this morning. You guys are like wide awake and ready to go. I love it. Thank you, Sarissa and Jordan, who actually connected us with this guest speaker this morning. So what I love about our group is they had something that they were going to do in Dallas, and they're like, why don't we just share it with the rest of the world? And that is so valuable, so cool. So I'll let Chris talk more about that. But before he gets started, let's do a rundown for those of you. I know like half of you guys like to track what we're doing in Texas. I see lots of head nods. Yes, me too. I love tracking. So I'm going to give you numbers. If you want them, here they are. We've got 53 agents in our, like the Benkini portion of the group here. Those 53 agents year to date have closed 633 units. 633 units. That is not like referrals. It's not leads. It's all just sales, you guys. 633. That equaled $193 million in sales volume. $193 million in sales volume in like these like 4 cities, right? That's amazing. And it's so close to 200. So I wonder next week if we'll hit the 200 mark. We might. What's even more amazing than that, you guys, is you guys' pending volume is up. $56 million pended right now. Market is not slowing down. You're definitely not slowing down. And then our next record number that you guys just hit is listing volume. How many properties you guys are listing? $29 million of listings right now. So I love that a ton. And then maybe like one we don't talk about as often that I do want to talk about today, just because we just hit a record. Always when there's a record, I want to make sure you guys know about it. GCI is gross commission income, right? Like if you're from a corporate background or you've done another job before this, it would be like your revenue, right? And the revenue, the GCI for these teams combined, we just hit 5 million for the first time. And what's cool about that, guys, is individually, like we all like do a lot of business, but together we are just such a powerful force of good in the world, in the real estate industry. So I want to make sure you guys knew 53 agents doing 5 million GCI. That's really, really good. You guys, we have a whole quarter left. An entire quarter left. It's awesome. And I'm so glad we have an entire quarter left because it's my favorite time of the year. October is when like 2 rivers converge. You have everything you're working on now can close this year, and you're also setting up a really awesome 2021. And with that, we get to introduce someone who potentially has a great solution for our business now that we've got all of Q4 and all of next year to work on it. So Chris is here from Knock, and they have a really cool solution for some of the headaches that we have. Has anyone ever had anyone who wanted to sell, but there were things that were preventing them, like, hey, I don't know where I'm going next, or if I do sell, I'll have to hurry up and buy so quick. I don't want to deal with like that much stress, or I have to get my house ready. Anybody ever deal with like those kind of headaches that prevent people from moving forward? And it's all kind of a little bit in their head, but kind of not. Okay, Chris, what's your solution? Welcome to the Texas Call this morning.
Well, thank y'all for having me on. I'll try not to take up too much of y'all's time, do a little presentation, but yeah, we definitely have a solution for that. Our Knock Home Swap is that program. And hopefully we'll be able to help solve for some of those headaches, get some more of your clients off the fence, especially now during COVID. We've had a lot of people that said they just don't want to do anything, don't want to have people in their homes, and hopefully we can help grow your business and give your clients another solution. So if you don't mind, I will share my screen and go through that presentation here real quick. And this is not the full slides. It's more of kind of an intro. We do have trainings that will take place every Thursday at 11 a.m. So potentially today you could actually join. And then Tuesdays also at 9 a.m.
Okay,
All right, can
awesome.
everyone see that screen?
We can see it.
Okay.
And just for everybody to follow along, what Chris is going to do, he's going to go through like 12 slides, introduce the program. If this is something that you're like, man, this would actually solve a lot of problems for us. And when I heard it, I thought it would. And obviously Sarissa and Jordan heard it and they were like, oh my gosh, we need to tell all of Texas about this. Then they've got training Thursdays at 11 and Tuesdays at 9. And how long are those trainings?
Yeah, it typically takes about an hour to go through everything, really get into the nuts and bolts of how it works. And then there's, a Q&A session afterwards for about 15 minutes. So about an hour is what we try to keep it to. Try not to take up too much of y'all's time.
Copy that. Awesome. All right.
Can we join that right away, Chris? Because our ISA set me a knock appointment on the 14th of somebody that wants to buy before they sell.
Absolutely. Yep. Okay. We'll send those invites out after we get off the call. I'll have our team send all those invites out to the email list. And then you guys can basically just sign up with Knock. You get another email that has a Zoom link in it in order to register for whichever training date is even today, if you wanted to. And then after the training, it's just we call it a quiz, but it's not going to hurt you if you fail it or whatever. You can take it again, and once you pass it, you're technically Knock certified and can offer the program. So going through the program, Knock Home Swap is just a better way to buy and sell. Chicken or the egg. So we, as Adelina was saying, have that problem in real estate where your buyers may not know what they want to do. They may put their home on the market, not know where to go, or they just may not even be wanting to put their home on the market because they're just stuck. So what do they do first? Do they get their home ready? Do they go out and look for the new home? Do they go get pre-qualified? Chicken or the egg is what we're solving for. Almost 2/3 of all buyers are having to sell at the same time, and that's what we're solving for. So what if your clients could be able to buy their new home before having to list their old house on the open market? Well, a Knock Home Swap is that answer. And Knock is a lender. We used to be in the real estate space. I'm sorry if you've ever had to deal with me and any of the offers I've ever had to put in. We are no longer doing that. We are strictly a lender, and we are the only lender that enables your clients to buy their new home before selling their current one on the open market. Just a more convenient way to do that, cost effective for your clients as well, and less stress for you and your clients. And how do we do this? It's kind of the same method. Your clients will still go and get pre-approved for a new loan, except this way they get a conventional mortgage. It's still competitive rates. It's still the same thing as far as funding prior to the closing of the old mortgage. And this eliminates the sales contingency. So you don't have to write any more offers that are contingent on their home selling. And the way we're able to offer that is with our Home Swap Advance. So we will advance funds to your clients in order for them to pay up to 10% of that down payment on the new home. And the key that is allowing us to do this, to be able to offer a non-contingent home loan, is that we will set up 6 months of their old home's mortgage payments in order to pay out in these advanced funds that we're giving them. And then we'll also advance up to $25,000 in what we call our home prep funds. And that's if your clients have some repairs that are needing to do at the home before they list it, and they just can't get them done while they're living there. We'll go in, or you'll go in, you'll send us a report. We'll look at it, we'll get estimates and figure out how much it may cost. And then we'll allocate that amount of funds for your client to be able to use those after they move out and into their new home. and get the work done. And once that's done, then you'll just go through the same process of getting photos and putting that home on the market vacant and ready to sell. And you'll be able to maximize their equity in that way by utilizing these funds to have homes that just look better. You know, they're not just being cleaned up or decluttered while they're living in the home. They're able to move out, get everything out, replace the carpets, paint, do anything they need to do, and have the best looking home on the market. And so the process is really, we highlight the qualify process because that's really going to be the different part of this. You're going to do things the way you normally do it. It's just we want to qualify your customers up front by going ahead and getting all of their documents turned in, not just doing a basic pre-qual, but actually pre-approving them, fully underwriting them so that you know you have the most solid non-contingent offer you can give them. And that's only going to take a couple of days to do so. And then you'll be able to go out and look for homes and compete with cash offers and non-contingent offers so that they don't have to lose out on any more homes. And the big question, what's it cost? So for the customer's going to have a 1.25% convenience fee. We don't charge an origination fee, so it almost kind of evens out as far as a traditional lender. And then there's zero interest on those funds that we advance them for the new home. There's going to be zero interest on that loan for them. So you can think of it as a bridge loan. It's just, we don't like the word bridge loan because it has a negative connotation to it. This is interest-free for them. They're utilizing the equity they have in their old home, and we're advancing those funds for them. And then it just gets paid off whenever that old home closes. And then the payment terms, the 1.25% is paid when they purchase the new home, just as an origination fee. And the same thing, it can be rolled into that loan as well. And then those advance funds, like I said, that gets repaid after they sell their old home. And then the cost to you, the big thing, it's free. It's nothing. It doesn't cost you a thing. We don't dictate commissions. You do whatever you need to do the same way. There's no extra paperwork. There's nothing like that. We're a lender, and that's why. So we just want you to be able to utilize that program that way. And here's an example of it's not apples to apples every time. But basically you can see from a traditional lender to what Knox going to do as a lender to where, you know, average origination fee is typically 1%. You'll see on that side that we don't charge that. A typical lender will. The convenience fee is 1.25% of the purchase price. Obviously a traditional lender doesn't have that. And then our lender fees, we have a flat $14.50 admin fee. And then we've analyzed quite a few deals that we've done previously, and it came out to around $17.50 for other lenders, all of their fees at the end. And so it may cost slightly more for your customers, but those are also things that can be rolled into the loan, and it's a small price to pay for the convenience that's offered to them. And so what's in it for you as the agent? It's those non-contingent offers. You know, it's less stress. You're able to feel good about being able to put in those offers for your clients. Impulse buyers, the ones looking online that don't even reach out to you maybe. You know, now you can advertise that you're certified in this program that allows you to purchase that new home first. You focus on buying that new home. You'll get the old home qualified, and then all they have to do is go out and find that new home. They don't have to think about putting a home on the market and then worrying about just what's on the market because it is low inventory. And now they can wait for that right home to come along. And then you can help build your brand, close more deals, get more customers, make sure you secure more double-sided deals, and potentially cross-market deals as well so that you can have a buyer or a seller. and not have to worry about them going to someone else. I won't go through all of these or read all of them, but you can go to our Zillow page. We have tons of reviews up there, nearly 700 five-star ones. But basically, they all kind of say the same thing. It's, what's the catch? It's too good to be true. Just going through the process, and then all of a sudden, once they go through it, they were like, this was great. It relieves so much stress. I wouldn't do it any other way. So you can go and check those out as well if you need to. And next steps. So like I said, this is kind of call it a teaser, so that you guys can get into the training so you can see the nuts and bolts, how the process works, what you need to do. And so the next step will be to register. We'll send out those email invites right away. You guys just sign up for a training day. Like we said, Tuesdays, 9 a.m., Thursdays, 11 a.m. And then afterwards, it'll be what we call knowledge check, also called a quiz. And then once you pass that, you are NOC certified. And you'll have a dedicated, what I am, we're called agent success managers. So we are solely dedicated to the agents in our market to help them through the process, through the program, clarify anything they need, get you all the information. We have a huge resource center with flyers, advertisements, postcards, door hangers, social media videos, and then really just kind of a checklist on how to go through it, a quick start guide, where you need to go, the app that we have that's very user-friendly for when you're doing listing presentations. It's all housed in one resource center. So I'm an ASM in DFW. I'll be y'all's agent success manager dedicated to you. Our agent success managers are no longer taking on clients. Like I said, we're out of the real estate space. We're just lending. And so you'll have a dedicated person in your market for all of you. So with that said, we can open it up to any questions. Training will answer a lot of these questions for you. I promise you'll have a lot more, but I'm happy to answer anything that's really pressing right now.
I have a question about the prepping funds. Do you give those to them, and are they supervised at all? Like, is the client supervised on like what they pick out, or do they have any help, or how does that?
Absolutely. So we have what's called our home prep concierge team, and what we'll do is we actually won't give your clients the money that we're advancing, because we all know what people do with money when they have it. They don't spend it on the things they should. And so that's why we set up with our title company those 6 months of old home mortgage payments. And then those prep funds we'll have available so that your customers will need to send in, if they get a contractor's estimate for work to be done, they'll send that into our team. Our team will reach out right away. Once they're approved, they'll reach out to you and your customer so that you can get in contact with them. But basically, they're going to ask for an estimate of the work to be done. You'll send that in, and then our team will basically reach out to that contractor and say, okay, these are our terms. Basically, we'll pay you after the work has been done. Once your client signs off and says everything's done to our satisfaction, go ahead and pay that contractor. So you can use your own contractors. Do what?
So do you guys have like a list of approved contractors or anything like that?
We'll send out, I think we've got about 3 in each market that we will send you that are already vetted and approved for the NOC home swap. But it's not hard to basically get anyone you're working with. All we need is an estimate, send it into the team, and then they'll verify that they can pay them, and they can set up the work for after they've moved out of the home.
I've got a couple I can ask real quick.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a buy box? Like, for example, like, do you guys do lots? Do you guys do luxury? Do you do condos? Do you do jumbo? Do you do manufactured homes? Like, where's like?
So it's really for primary residence, single family homes. We can't do just lots. It has to be the lot and the home combined. As of right now, we're not able to do jumbo loans with the program. It's strictly conventional conforming loans.
Do you do VA?
We don't do VA with the home swap. We have VA as a traditional option. We are able to do those loans, but we can't do, the only ones we can do with the program right now is conventional.
Okay.
So hopefully after everything goes away, this whole pandemic and restrictions loosen up a little bit, we'll be able to offer more programs with it.
How long do people have to get their homes sold?
So we will set up for 6 months of those old home mortgage payments. That is how long that second loan, the advanced loan, will be good for. After that, what we do, and I'm sorry, I actually forgot to mention on one of the slides, we will give your clients a backup offer on their home. So that's also one of the key pieces to how we're able to do this and how it's able to be a non-contingent offer, is that we will provide a backup offer that will allow the lender, secondary lenders, to ignore their old mortgage debt. So that's why it won't count towards their DTI, anything like that. We will produce a backup offer that is good for 6 months. It'll be dated for 6 months after they purchase that new home. And that is an option that your clients can take. It's basically enough to cover the old home's mortgage debt along with those advanced funds. And so that's just needed for the lender to see that funds are going to be coming in after 6 months if needed. And it's not a hard set, we have to purchase the home at 6 months. It's an option for your clients at that point. They could take back over mortgage payments after 6 months if it hasn't sold. They'll have options at that point. Because honestly, we don't want to buy homes. We've done it before and it sucks. It costs everyone a lot of money. It's not a great offer. I'll just go ahead and tell you that, because it's literally just a piece to ignore that mortgage debt. So it definitely, and you guys, we're going to do some checks on their home going into it so that it's not just basically any random home that's falling down that we don't know about and it's not going to sell in 6 months. We'll make sure it's something that can be approved into the program.
Awesome. How much equity do they need to have in the home?
Typically, we've seen the benchmark equity line be about 30%. It's not the same for every situation. It just depends on the client, what price point they're going to be purchasing next, if they have any extra funds that they've saved up to put down as well. It also, if you, let's say, if it's a friend and you're discounting the sale commission because they're purchasing as well, let lending know. That will help bring down the percentage of equity they'll need in order to qualify. But it's basically just going through a lending application, and our lending team will run all the numbers. It depends on what their mortgage payment is right now because we're going to advance 6 months of it. So that factors in. If there's no repairs that need to be done to the home, that's going to be a good thing to help them lower that amount of equity they'll need, because then that'll be at zero that we have to advance, and then they can qualify for more.
Usually about 30%, and then we can go from
there.
there.
And it fluctuates from there. Yeah.
Talk to us about like minimum down payment on conventional. What is that? Is that 3?
Yep, it'll be 5%. Everything's going to be pretty much the same. Minimum credit score is going to be 620 to qualify. Have to have 5% down payment. So we'll advance up to 10% down payment for them on the new home. So we'll try and cover as much as possible so that they have as little out of pocket needed whenever they're purchasing.
Okay, and then you mentioned that you guys are really into fully underwriting. Does that mean that when somebody's fully underwritten, they could close in less than 30 days, or is that like not really your cup of tea? Like what?
So right now, it could be that way. It was for a little while, but now that everybody and their dog is refinancing their homes, appraisals, obviously everybody knows, are taking 2 to 3 weeks to come back. So we used to say 21 days, but now we're really trying to say 30 days is, I mean, it's just a typical, how long it could take. So we don't want to promise, over promise and under deliver. So if we can do it faster, we will. But yeah, those appraisals are killing everybody right now.
Okay. I've got, obviously there's like great questions coming in. And the reason we have such great questions is because we have such seasoned professionals on this call. So I love that. Right after this call, Chris, your team is sending out an email.
Yep.
And a reminder that we also have that whole training to go through. This isn't the training.
This isn't this is just like the synopsis of it that provides a solution for our sellers who also need to buy, and 60% of them are going to have this issue. So this is a really, when you think about it, like for 1.25% you solve that problem. Like 1.25% is basically zero in my mind. So it's very doable. It's 8:58 right now, so I want to get everybody off. There were some good questions. Those in-depth questions that I didn't ask, Sarissa, I'll come right back to you. Those in-depth questions that I didn't ask, they're going to be like a 5-minute conversation. So, and we have a commitment to get you out of here at 9. But those will be done in the training. That's today at 11, Tuesdays at 9, and it's every Thursday and every Tuesday. So it's not like if you're lead generating and you already planned for it today, like don't freak out. Like it's available next week again and the next week. Sarissa, you raised your hand. Yes? Maybe? Sorry, you're there? I think she's frozen on my screen.
When we heard about this, so Kurt Bueller brought this opportunity to us, and that's when I called Sarissa and said, hey, do you want to be a part of this? And I see it as a really incredible opportunity for people in this solution. Also, a lot of us work with builders, and what builder wouldn't love this solution to know that that home's already sold, or they can go ahead and close when something is done on the ground. And so we just continue to bring solutions, financing solutions, closing of their old home solutions, et cetera. So I saw it as an incredible way to lead generate. I don't know if Chris mentioned it, but they also match any marketing that we do dollar for dollar once we're certified and through the program. So I think that's really cool too. But I would say if you have a lot of questions, save them for the training. Just a reminder that you do have the training to get certified, and you'll go through and learn all of this information again.
Bingo. Okay, so I'm excited. Chris, appreciate you very much. I think what would be good, Jordan and Sarissa, is maybe in 30 days, once we've kind of tried it out, that we come back and we do a mastermind call, because you guys are the best of the best in Texas, and who better to mastermind with than you guys? So I'm really excited. Sarissa, are you back on? Do you want to say anything?
No, it's louder here than I planned, but I'm so grateful for this product, and really thankful for the information today and just the ongoing support for getting even new people onboarded to the program. So, and just keeping us refreshed, right? Because sometimes we go a month and we're like, what was that again? So I'm just excited for that. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities, and I'm excited for when you guys get into luxury too. It'd be super awesome.
Yes, us too. Yeah. And y'all will have more questions, I promise you. I'd be concerned if you didn't. So I feel like we all learn best when we get into it and do it. And that's when most of my certified agents basically reach out to me the most and say, okay, what do I do now? I want to make sure I'm not doing this wrong or whatever. And that's why we want to emphasize really the biggest thing is just the upfront, small couple of extra steps. And then everything else is the same as it was. But you'll have a dedicated agent success manager to reach out to, ask all your questions, and we'll walk you through it.
I love it. I love it. Elizabeth, thank you for posting. Elizabeth is already, the one thing about Elizabeth on this call, you guys, is she takes action. So we love that. Chris, when you send out an email, whether it's already in your email or not, would you be able to put who our success manager for every market is? We would really appreciate that. That way we can go straight to the source. And of course we understand that we would need to go through the training so that we are equipped for this. Appreciate you so much, Chris. Appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much, Sarissa and Jordan, for bringing this to our attention so we can better serve our clients. We will see you again next week. Next week is Austin Keatner from Toronto. You guys, their team has like $30 million pending. And they really do well with sellers. Like 60-something% of their business is sellers. And he's going to talk on what they do for sellers. So that will be really awesome. And he's a fast talker, so you're going to want to get on early and take really quick notes. And I'll also be recording it. Have an awesome day, you guys. Go out and sell more real estate, and we will see you soon. Bye, guys.